Hello, hola. Buenas noches. I would like to thank COMEX Peru for the invitation to deliver the keynote speech on a new vision for the growth of small and medium enterprises at the 17th Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation SME Summit. Since Peru last chaired APEC in 2016, the world has vastly changed. We meet at a time of accelerating winds of change, where the global order is shifting to become more complex, volatile, and uncertain. First, there's increased economic fragmentation. Geopolitical tensions are reshaping how economies trade, invest, and manage global supply chains. When comparing the period from 2022 to first quarter of 24 and the preceding 5 years, the IMF estimated a 2.5 percentage points slower growth in goods trade between geopolitically distant blocs as compared to within blocs. Second, there's a shift from rules to power. Trade restrictive and protectionist measures are growing. These developments are not ideal for holding global free trade and a rules-based multilateral trade system. It is thus ever more critical that APEC stays the course as an open, inclusive, and consensus-driven platform, guided by the primary purpose to promote sustainable economic growth and prosperity in the Asia-Pacific region. Even as we find ourselves navigating a more challenging global landscape, there are still exciting opportunities on the horizon that we can seize. The digital economy will remain a key driver for many APEC economies and continues to present good growth prospects for our region. Within Southeast Asia, the digital economy is projected to reach a value of US $1 trillion by 2030. As the move towards net zero becomes a pressing imperative around the world, APEC economies can seize the growing demand for sustainable products and services. Economic growth for the APEC region is expected to remain steady at 3.5% in 2024. This is testament to our capacity to adapt and stay resilient despite global uncertainty. There is reason to be optimistic. Amidst these global shifts, our SMEs remain key players. They form both the heart and backbone of APEC economies. Within the APEC region, SME accounts for more than 97% of businesses and employ more than half of our region's population. In Singapore, SMEs make up 99% of our businesses and employ 71% of our total workforce. Beyond the important economic role they play, SMEs perform a social function too. Not only do they provide a means of livelihood for many vulnerable segments within our economies, they are also instrumental in the development of local infrastructure and strengthening of community resilience. SMEs collectively are indispensable players in achieving APEC's Putrajaya Vision 2040 and the Aotearoa Plan of Action, which seek to support economic growth that's strong, balanced, secure, sustainable, and inclusive. Many of these SMEs operate in informal sectors, particularly in the developing economies across APEC. Based on estimates by the APEC Policy Support Unit, the size of the informal economy within the APEC region was estimated to be 13% of GDP in 2020. The considerable size of the informal economy presents a wealth of untapped potential. More can be done to transit this group to the formal economy. This is a crucial step towards sustainable economic growth, since informality has been shown to limit access to finance, markets, and legal protection. Historically, large informal sectors have also been shown to dampen recovery and are often associated with lower productivity, slower physical and human capital accumulation, and social inequality, among other issues. Hence, when we talk about a vision of SME growth, our collective vision and agenda must include the transition of these informal SMEs to the global and formal economy. Only then can we fully harness the growth potential of our SMEs and foster inclusive growth that benefits our people from all segments of our societies. While this is a complex and challenging area to tackle, I'm glad to see Peru has prioritized this as a key part of APEC's 2024's inclusive agenda as APEC chair. On this note, I would like to share Singapore's experience by highlighting some elements that have been helpful in nurturing the growth of our SMEs and formalizing that as part of our economy. I hope that our experience can provide useful references and encourage a new vision of growth for SMEs, one that resonates with your economy's distinct needs, circumstances, and respective stage of development. And let me share 4 elements that have helped us build a vibrant ecosystem. First, creating a pro-business environment. The business environment is a foundation for supporting enterprise growth and business formalization. Often, inadequate support infrastructure, regulatory complexities, and overly onerous compliance processes are key deterrents to growth as SMEs. To this end, Singapore has strived to provide a conducive yet competitive environment for businesses to grow. We do so by providing reliable infrastructure, clear rule of law, and government services that are efficient, easy to use, without overly complex or excessive processes. These will not only promote a more business-friendly environment, but also help to lower formality costs, making it less costly for companies to formalize their business operations. And let me elaborate with some examples. We have invested significantly in both our digital and financial infrastructure to support enterprise growth. Apart from hard infrastructure like data centers, broadband, and mobile networks, we have layered on soft infrastructure, or what we call digital utilities. An example of a digital utility is the Business Sans Borders initiative. The Business Sans Borders initiative allows our businesses to access business-to-business cross-border trade opportunities in a safer and fuss-free manner. It opens doors for SMEs to connect with new opportunities beyond Singapore and gain access to supply chains connections, financing, and payment solutions previously beyond reach. Another example is a payment ecosystem. Our retail payments infrastructure, Fast and PayNow, if you have in Singapore, you probably would be using that, has made it easier to transfer money electronically across bank accounts and e-wallets locally, often at no cost, and also supported our e-commerce growth. To ensure that our regulatory regime continues to grow good businesses, the government engages businesses regularly. This is done through partnerships with our key trade associations and chambers, as well as the pro-enterprise panel chaired by the head of Singapore's civil service. This panel comprises both private sector and public service leaders and come together to identify and deliberate key regulatory issues concerning SMEs. In designing our government services, we sought to streamline the experiences for businesses by providing a single touch point and making the process fuss-free through integrated platforms. A recent example is the CoreNet X digital portal. This was launched in December last year. It streamlined the regulatory application process for construction by consolidating more than 20 approval touchpoints across multiple regulatory agencies into 3 main submission gateways: the Design Gateway, Piling Gateway, and Construction Gateway. Businesses seeking to undertake building and infrastructure works can now coordinate their submissions into 3 gateways and receive a coordinated government responses. In the past, if you had problems with your plans, you can actually go through many, many rounds of that process, iterations with multiple agencies. So Coronet does it digitally, streamline it so that we all have to, agencies will now have to coordinate our responses. Second, empowering our SMEs to go digital and embrace innovation are key enablers to uplift the growth. Helping our SMEs keep pace with emerging trends and stay innovative by providing them with the tools and agility needed to navigate a more complex operating environment and achieve more sustainable growth in the long term. Today, digital transformation and innovation are two keys for our SMEs to lower business costs, enhance competitiveness, extend market reach, and enhance value through new products, services, and markets. They unlock new opportunities for growth and enhance competitiveness for our SMEs. And let me share some examples. Going digital. We make it easy for businesses to start their digital journey, whether it is a newly registered SME or an established SMEs. We started the SMEs Go Digital program to make adopting digital solutions easy and accessible. SME can use the Chief Technology Officer as a service under the SMEs Go Digital program to perform a self-assessment of their digital readiness and identify their digitalization needs and gaps. SMEs can also engage digital consultant via the CTO as a service digital solution for customized advice and project management services. Another initiative is Grow Digital. It provides SMEs an avenue to access digital solutions to expand their businesses both locally and overseas through e-commerce platforms. By tapping on established business-to-business and business-to-consumer e-commerce platform, it gives our companies a head start in going overseas. SMEs Grow Digital also provide SME with financial support and access to pre-approved and pre-packaged digital solution and equipment to digitalize and improve their productivity via the Productivity Solutions Grant. In other words, if you take the pre-approved package, basically financing is pre-approved. SMEs that are interested in tapping AI in their operations may use many of the pre-approved solutions that have embedded AI functionalities. There's also the Advanced Digital Solution Initiative, which SME can tap to support their own adoption of more advanced technologies such as AI, robotics, and integrated solutions. Next, on innovation. Our centers of innovation are one-stop innovation hubs set up in partnership with institutes of higher learning and research institutes in sectors such as energy, electronics, food and precision engineering. They provide our SMEs with resources and facilities to develop and test spade solutions, accelerate their time to market, and create new revenue streams. Many of such projects have helped to uplift the innovation capabilities of our SMEs and give them the confidence to continue innovation. So one of the examples with that in the IHL, in the institute or universities or polytechnic, there will be common labs. Labs that's pre-set up for a certain sector, and SME can apply to use the labs to test out their products, to test their theories, and thus reducing the need to invest in their own testing laboratory equipment. And one such beneficiary is Mancast Marine, a ship propeller manufacturer and repair service provider. Through its partnerships with Singapore Polytechnic's Innovation Center for Additive Manufacturing, Mancast has developed the capability to manufacture its own components and produce new offerings such as materials for propeller repairs and modifications. This allows the company to reduce their reliance on external suppliers, optimize productivity and cost saving by over 20%, and better serve their marine and offshore customers. Third, Singapore has been a strong advocate in encouraging our SMEs to look beyond the existing value chains and seize opportunities abroad. As a small economy, Singapore and its companies must integrate with global value and supply chains and expand into overseas markets. Our SMEs can overcome internal resource constraints by connecting with larger markets, diversify their operations for greater resilience, and access more diverse expertise. However, gaps in capabilities pose real challenges for SMEs seeking to enter and move up the global value chain. It's easier said than done. In expanding overseas, access to resources such as finance, overseas market networks, and meeting regulatory requirements overseas are challenges that our SMEs face. And how can we support our SMEs in overcoming these challenges? Besides digitalization and innovation, sustainability is increasingly a requirement for global businesses. To help SMEs remain competitive while complying with the climate commitments imposed by global businesses, we support their sustainability journey through several ways, including capability building and financing support through the Enterprise Sustainability Program. We work with industry partners and our trade associations and chambers to provide support networks that help our SME capture overseas opportunities. We do so by helping them build capabilities through Partnerships for Capability Transformation, or PACT initiative. PACT encourages collaborations between smaller and larger businesses, particularly in areas like supplier development and capability training. In other words, if you have an SME supplying to an MNC, we actually help the SME to help the large company, global SME, to build up the local suppliers' capability. These collaborations help enable our smaller businesses to develop new capabilities required for greater global demand capture, including in emerging growth areas such as the green economy. An example is SATS. SATS, many of you would have come through Singapore Changi Airport. You'll probably be eating the food that they prepare for you online. They are they're Asia's leading airport handler and airline caterer. With PACT's support, SATS conduct capability building workshops to help their suppliers, which are mostly SMEs, track carbon emissions and implement decarbonization projects. Through these workshops, SATS has helped companies build their sustainability capabilities, and some secure sustainability-related certifications. These efforts have contributed to reduction in SATS Scope 3 emissions, and with PACT expected to facilitate another 100 PACT partnerships in the next 5 years, SMEs will benefit with more of such collaborations in future by raising their capabilities and more effectively participating in the value chains of regional and global businesses. In other words, if a small SME has been supplying to SATS, now this SME can also supply to other airport handlers, other airport caterers that require sustainability as a criterion. So the suppliers to SATS now has built up their capability. They are ready to go abroad with SATS. We also tap the extensive network of our TAC to support our SMEs in assessing of overseas opportunities. The Global Connect program helps our SMEs expand through its consulting sessions and facilitation sessions. In addition, we support SME to access finance over their business growth cycle by providing loans through the Enterprise Financing Scheme or grants, including the Market Readiness Assistance Scheme. SME with trade financing needs can leverage the EFS trade loan up to Sing dollars $10 million. Under the MRA grant support is provided for our SMEs to expand into new markets by defraying the cost of overseas market promotion, business development, and setup. As trade friction rises, trade architectures are helpful to our businesses in tapping growth opportunities. These include new cooperation frameworks like our Digital Economy Agreements, DEAs, and Green Economy Agreements, GEAs. We have 4 DEAs, Digital Economy Agreements, in force. bilateral ones with Australia, Korea, and the UK, and the plurilateral digital economy partnerships agreements at DEPA with Chile, South Korea, and New Zealand. This year, we have concluded negotiations on a digital trade agreement with the European Union. We also have bilateral green economy agreement with Australia and a plurilateral clean economy agreement under the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, or IPEF. A conducive business environment supported by enablers like digitalization, innovation, and access to external opportunities are our strategies to help enterprise grow and transit to the formal economy. The full potential of these strategies can only be realized when our workforce, our people, is able to embrace them. And this brings me to the final strategy, which is investing in our people as an anchor for growth. Singapore places a strong emphasis on the development of our workforce through continuing education and training initiatives, or CET for short. Helping our workers upgrade their skills improves their prospects for taking up better paying jobs in more productive sectors. And for those looking to shift towards formal employment, it helps them transit. SME have thus been at the heart of our efforts in building a future-ready, well-equipped workforce in our Skills Future movement. This is our national movement to improve all Singaporeans, to provide all Singaporeans with opportunities to develop their fullest potential throughout their lives. We work closely with Institute of Higher Learning, training providers, and enterprises to expand industry-relevant training opportunities for our workers to upskill and reskill. We partner institutes of higher learning to develop a wide range of CET programs. A modality has shown encouraging result is the work-study program, which combines institutional-based learning. In other words, you go to the university for your classes. At the same time, we structured on-the-job training as well. Involving companies in curriculum development ensures that skills that are directly relevant to the industries are taught. At the same time, trainees can develop work-relevant skills and be work-ready upon graduation. Our test is that whether our graduates will be taken up by companies immediately after they graduate and be employed straight away. That's the real test of the relevance of our training courses. So we partner enterprises to develop the skills of their workforce as well. For example, we work with industry leaders. We call them the Skills Future Queen Bees. Queen Bees, leaders in the industry, with skill sets that's not found in the universities. We want them to take charge of training the industry. So these Queen Bees will champion the Skills Future movement, mobilize other companies in their sectors, particularly SMEs, to get started on skills training. We have skills frameworks to guide enterprises, education and training institutes, as well as individuals in their skills training journey. Apart from workforce development, another important aspect to investing in our people is in safeguarding their well-being, particularly the more vulnerable segments of our workforce. We work closely with the labor unions, the employers, through our tripartite framework, a tripartite that involves the government, the employers, and the unions. 2 months ago, we passed the Platform Workers Bill. This bill enhances the protection of our platform workers, such as ride-hail and delivery workers, in three key ways. Better support in housing and retirement adequacy through the Central Provident Fund system, which is Singapore's mandatory social security savings scheme. In the past, they are not included in this scheme. With this bill, we're requiring the platforms to provide a portion of their salaries into this compulsory social security scheme. At the same time, there's financial protection under the Work Injury Compensation Act in the case of work injury, and better representation of such workers in work associations. While we as government can do our part to help our SMEs grow, the positive benefits from these efforts can be multiplied when supported on the global front. As APEC member economies, it is important that we persist in integrating our economies and upholding a rules-based multilateral trading system to support the growth of our enterprises and for the betterment of our people. This involves continually seeking ways to expand and deepen our cooperation to harness the potential of our economies and benefit from mutual growth, including capturing opportunities in emerging growth areas. For business leaders present in this room, there is an important role for you as well in ensuring that APEC stays relevant and responsive to the needs of the region. Within your sphere of influence, support your employees in their skills development journey to better prepare themselves for not just the needs of the present, but also for tomorrow's economy. Take steps to future-proof your business. Keep pace with emerging trends and technologies. Cultivate networks both within and beyond your region to access more market and partnership opportunities. This will help you scale your business, build capabilities, and tap on more diverse expertise. Help your governments better understand the challenges and opportunities in the business landscape. Make use of the APEC Business Advisory Council, APEC, to provide your feedback and suggestions. In this way, you can help governments shape more targeted and relevant policies and help APEC as a community to stay connected to what's happening on the ground. As we strive towards a new vision of growth for our SMEs within the APEC region, one thing is clear. We cannot do this alone. We as an APEC region, as government, business leaders, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs, must each play our part. It is in harnessing the power of the collective that we can more effectively support our SMEs, both in the formal and informal sectors, to reach their fullest potential and thrive despite headwinds. I hope that our experience in Singapore has provided some valuable insights. For the benefit of our SMEs and the global economy, let us continue to keep the spirit of cooperation high and the APEC platform open. Only then can we achieve a collective vision of growth for APEC economies that is strong, balanced, secure, sustainable, and inclusive. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.